Hello, happy Sunday, everybody. Welcome back to the DC booth. We are going to do another session of what we call the DC Art Academy. And what that is that you get to see a real DC artist produced art live in front of you on the big screen. And actually, for you young people, this is pretty good stuff for you because if you've seen this book, if you haven't read it, you should check it out. It's called Dear Justice League. It's got an incredible team. We're going to talk to half of them here. And it's for young kids. You're going to love it. It's part of our whole youth initiative for both teens and really young readers. And we have a pretty particularly good artist here that I want to introduce you to. He's from Brazil. And his name is Gustavo Duarte. And Gustavo, come on. Oh, good. You brought your own tools. Good. Very nice to meet you. I'm Benjamin. I am the librarian and archivist at DC Comics. So your books...
That's a good job.
Oh, it's the best job in the world. No doubt about it. Your books are bound with everybody else's. And so I first became aware of you with Bizarro, which I absolutely loved. And if you haven't checked that out, that's a great graphic novel as well and miniseries. Mm-hmm. So what would you like to draw for us today?
I think I will draw a Bizarro for you guys.
Oh,
here.
Bizarro. Excellent.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah,
does Bizarro feature at all in Dear Justice League?
In fact, he's hiding
He's hidden in there?
in the next book.
Okay.
Because this is the first book that we are doing, Dear Justice League. And next year, we will have the Dear Supervillains.
Nice.
And Dear Supervillains, Bizarro is not in the book. But I start to put him in some places to hide him there.
Excellent. That's
And
fantastic.
I like him.
Oh, he's a fun character, right?
Yeah, I like Superman, but I like most.
You like it
Bizarro.
in a bizarre version, okay?
Yes.
So it's sort of an opposite of that.
Yes.
Well, so go ahead and sit on,
Sure.
and then if you're lucky enough, we're going to give out this piece of art at the end. And so you started when you were doing Bizarro. That was with Heath Corson, right?
Yes, it was.
Who's a very, very funny guy.
Yeah.
But you
Fun
have
all the time.
yeah.
All the time.
But you're kind of a funny guy too, right?
I don't know if I'm funny.
Yeah.
I like fun stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if I.
Well, there's a fun in your art. Like
Yeah,
the characters are often in unusual situations where there's a lot of reactions and body language stuff that really gives it into it.
Yeah.
Do you have a love for comedy and things like that growing up?
Yeah. It's my favorite thing.
Okay.
I prefer comedy and horror.
Right.
And I prefer to put together.
Well, that's called Plop, which is a great comic we had back in the 70s that had gothic humor and got published in Madigan here.
Yes.
So when you start on an image, where do you jump in? Do you go with the face, or I mean, you can draw a headshot or anything you want.
I think it's easy like this.
Yeah. Okay.
When I start, I look at the page, imagine what I want to do, but I start with the head.
Okay.
Always.
Always with the eyes?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, with the head.
Yeah.
Like this. Like we were talking about Bizarro, he's a little different from the other characters.
Right. So you drew Bizarro first, and then you had to draw Superman after that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that a weird switch to go from sort of the negative to the positive?
It was strange when I went to the symbol.
Yeah.
Because all the time I start to do the S, like Bizarro.
Right.
No, that's Superman, that's not Bizarro.
Right.
I need to do the other
Well, it's okay.
side.
I think that was always a continuity problem for the other artists. When they went over and did Bizarro, they were like, flipping around. Now, Superman, pretty international. Did you know about Bizarro in Brazil growing up?
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
so-
because we remember him a lot because of the Super Friends.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Which is really how a lot of us knew about it. I mean, one
Sure.
of the things about these characters is not only have they been in print for 80 years, but, and reprinted and translated in every language in the world, but they also have been media stars. And so things like the movies, and for a lot of us growing up, the Justice League is really a fake name for the group we know as the Super Friends. Now look at this
Super
here.
Friends,
Yeah.
the how do we say here? The superpower.
Oh, the Superpower
figures.
toy line.
Yeah,
Absolutely. There's a whole slew of artifacts people grow up with. Okay, so we have Bizarro. Obviously, that big chin is a big part of that as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah. When did you first realize that art was something that you could do for a living? Obviously, it must have been something you did originally for fun.
Yeah, like every kid, I always draw. I always was with my books and the cartoons and everything, and I used to love to draw. But I don't know, since I was a kid, I looked at this and said, I want to work with this
Yeah.
in the future.
Were you a comic collector? Did you buy comics as a
Not
kid?
a hard user.
Yeah.
Sure, I love comics, but I don't have so much comics like a lot of my friends have.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But sure, I like.
Uh-huh. And did you have a favorite character growing up?
Growing up, in the DC universe, I think it's Joker.
Joker?
Joker's my favorite
Okay,
one.
okay.
Yeah.
Again, gothic and humorous.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You've got
And I really like Lobo.
Lobo?
Lobo.
Oh yeah. See again,
Lobo. He's
there's a
one
lot of humor and some really graphic stuff in there.
Yes,
Yeah.
Lobo was one of my favorites in the as I grown up
Yeah.
in the 80s and
Yeah.
the 90s. And he's big. He was
Yeah.
big at the
Oh
time.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
Yes.
the Lobo explosion. It was a vicarious thrill we all got to get. I mean, Lobo is a great escape for a reader. It's got to be a jealousy for artists and writers that get to have that kind of freedom to write a character like that. But
Yes.
that's kind of, I think, it's very different in flavor. But that's what Bizarro gives you. This really fun alternative look at everything.
Yes. You can see
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. Okay. So the S is the opposite way. You got the right thing.
I will try to fix it now. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this is why we do these things in layers, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So obviously a switch. No, here I have a good question for you. So you were working on Dear Justice League with Michael Northrup, right?
Yes.
Who is a New York Times best-selling writer. Did they tell you that before they gave you the script? By the guy, this guy sells New York Times books at.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was one of the first things they told me
Yeah.
because they told me about the project. I said, "Wow, it's nice because
Yeah.
it's for kids.
Right.
It's nice to do comics for kids." And when I took the job, they sent me the plot of the basic idea. And the writer is Michael Norton. He's a New York Times
Yeah.
bestseller, and I start to research
Yeah.
to see who.
It's very Googleable. It's one of the first things that comes
Yes.
up. You look
Yes,
and go,
it
"Oh,
is.
God." Was that at all intimidating that you're going to get into a project like this? Just exciting.
It's much better to work with
Yeah.
the best.
Okay.
I have the best characters.
Right.
I have excellent writer. I'm happy.
That's your support system,
I
right?
don't want to work with bad characters
Yeah.
and something
Yeah.
writer. It's very
Well, the
good
cool
to
thing on
have.
Justice League, like you said, the best characters, you suddenly go from one to the entire range of them. Was any of the characters sort of a revelation to you when you were first working on them? Like, I didn't realize how much fun this character was, but now that I'm doing them, this character's a lot of fun.
Yes,
Yeah.
Aquaman.
Aquaman. Okay.
Aquaman.
Yeah.
I didn't have anything with Aquaman.
Sure.
But okay.
Yeah.
And when I start to work in the character design, I start to try some things. I put a beard, but
Yeah.
not like a Momoa beard.
Yeah.
It's the regular Aquaman, but with a beard.
Right.
And he started to be fun.
Yeah.
And I like to work with them, or with him.
Well, I mean, we got to a bad start. I mean, Super Friends is not exactly Aquaman's highest point. So,
Yeah.
we have that association. But, someone had to ride in the invisible plane and jump out. So,
Yeah.
look at this. All right. Now, for tools, when you're normally working, are you going off of pencils and inks yourself? You doing anything with computers or digital?
It's basically the same that you are seeing here.
Okay.
A blue or a red pencil,
Right.
and after I go with these pencils with these pens going to the ink.
Now, for you kids, the reason we use the blue pencil is it doesn't show up when we scan and do the copying and other things like that. So it's a
Yeah.
safety. And you can look at old art boards and see all kinds of unerased blue pencil lines underneath.
And I love that.
Yeah.
I love to look to the drawing
Yeah.
and see all the layers.
Yeah.
When I see the other artists' drawings,
Yeah.
is what I like.
Yeah.
I like to see the dirty and
Yeah.
the pencil.
We have ones, you can see the whiteouts and where they've cut pieces and had to redo it and some things. But, this is one of the reasons we're doing this, to let you know that images don't just show up out of nowhere. They are thought out, they're produced, and they're physically labored over, like an artist like Gustavo over here. Now, do you always ink your own stuff, or have you used...
Yes.
Okay.
Always.
Uh-huh. So when you're penciling, you know that you're going to be the one doing the finishes on that, so you can leave spaces for where you know you're going to work. Okay.
At some point, like here,
Yeah.
if you see, the
Yeah.
pencil is not very good. If I need,
Oh, it's better than mine. I mean,
no,
I give
no,
you that,
no.
right?
If I need to give to someone to ink,
Yeah.
I need to do the better.
Okay.
I need to do the lines. I need to do. Yes, I am inking. It's
Yeah.
not a problem. I know what I want to do.
Right.
So I go.
You've got a composition there.
Yes.
You've got space held out for it, and then you can be tight at either stage. But right, if you're going to do
Yes.
pencils that you're handing off to somebody else, you're going to need a lot tighter, real definitive stuff for them to follow through. Was there a particular artist growing up that inspired you that you ever, picked up style and things from, or?
I think I have a lot, but
That is the tough thing when we ask an artist, what do you love? What art do you love? Like, do you got an hour? Right. So.
Yeah, I think if I need to choose one, maybe Will Eisner.
Will Eisner. Okay.
Will Eisner.
Do you guys know about Will Eisner? The master artist of The Spirit, which was a newspaper cartoon supplement that's been reprinted in books. But what it has is mesmerizing graphical use of space and composition. And they named the Hall of Fame awards the Eisner Awards. That's how great Will Eisner is.
It's impossible to have a list of the best,
Yeah.
the 5 best, the 3 best without him.
Right.
For everybody, not only for me. And the first time that I saw a Spirit comic was, I don't know, 8 years.
Okay.
And I fell in love for that.
Yeah.
That's incredible. And start to have everything that I can with Eisner Arts.
Yeah.
And I really like him.
Wow, you were into Eisner at 8. That's fantastic.
Yes.
Wow, yeah. But it is a thunderstrike moment
Yeah.
when you look at Eisner for the first time and go, this is what I can do in a page or a panel and these splashes. Well, that's remarkable. And it is true. I mean, really, it's like naming favorite bands. You could go on forever. There's just a certain level of mastery that certain people get to. Okay.
And a particular thing about Bizarro, when I create this character design for him,
Right.
I did everything, but when I start to do the comic, I thought, oh, how stupid I am, because I need to go. We have here, and I need to start to do this all the time, because he has a lot of this skin.
Yeah.
Is totally like this. So. The
Now,
fun
is that
fact
something
is,
the colorist is going to pick up and give some digital shading and stuff to, you think? Or
I want to have my original.
okay, you want it in there.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you're not going to just put an arrow and say, give me chin music here. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the fun part is that because he has these little things, you can do whatever you want here. I can hidden some things, like we are in San Diego Comic Con, I can put here and nobody will see. San Diego
Yeah.
Comic Con.
You see that? It's not. It's been.
And now you can buy the book and find all the words that I put.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, see, did you realize there are
Yeah.
Easter eggs in Dear Justice League? So
Yeah.
you heard it from the author and the artist himself. I like it. It gives him a dirtier thing, which gives him sort of an undead-like quality, where you're not quite sure if he's a living corpse or not. That's lovely. I know a lot of people were really happy to see Hawkgirl in Dear Justice League. Had that been your first time drawing the character?
Huh?
Hawkgirl in the Dear Justice?
Hawkgirl.
Yeah.
It was the first time that I draw.
Yeah.
And it was a very nice part in the book.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's one of the
yeah.
things that people respond to. If you haven't read it, Dear Justice League is wonderful. It really is for kids. Have you got, obviously when you're going and you're promoting the book and other things like that, is it wild to have kid reaction and kids come up to you and be inspired by art?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
To do for kids,
Yeah.
for me it's even bigger because it's the beginning of everything.
Yeah.
Everything will come after that.
Yeah.
So it's really nice.
Well, that's it. We all respond to the kid and all of us, and one of the great things about comics is it gives us these types of connections to things. So I just want you two and the other ones here in the crowd to know that you are the future of comic books. You're the ones who are going to have to carry the torch and keep buying the books and making sure this medium is loved and respected for another generation. And so we honor you for coming out here today and celebrating and enjoying art. And really, I got to tell you, there's so much of it. You'll never run out. So just keep reading. There's more and more and more. And artists will tell you about other artists and they'll lead you to other great things. It's a magical medium. So keep reading. All right, so we're going to have to wrap up here in a few minutes.
Okay, it's almost done.
How are you feeling about this? I know we put you under duress and rushed you out here. Are you okay with this?
Huh?
Yeah, you happy?
Yes, I am almost happy.
That's a loaded question, I know. Yes. What's that? Well, it's a standalone graphic novel and in a nice kid size. It's very friendly. And I think you can find them all over the place, not just at comic book stores. I think you can even find them in bookstores out there. And it's just called Dear Justice League. And it really is, you always go to a comic book store and you get intimidated. You don't know what I can buy and what's okay to read and everything else. So we're trying to get some really segmented things where people know that they can go in and wrap things up and, find something that they know is safe for them to read. So I highly recommend it. And again, for the rest of you, if you haven't gone out and read Bizarro, where Gustavo and Heath Corson got together on. It's a really funny, great book. And it also stars one of my other favorite characters, Jimmy Olsen. And seeing Jimmy Olsen being put through his paces always makes me really happy. I mean, think about how, classic Superman you got to be on that. You had Jimmy Olsen and, a road trip adventure with Jimmy Olsen and Bizarro. Pretty cool. Oh, look at that. See, I turn away from him a minute, and he's got this whole other thing going on. Mm-hmm.
Almost done?
Oh, yep. We have to wrap up.
Okay, so now the last part.
And you go with the red, of course. Okay. All right. I won't. Yes, you have a question?
I just wanted to know, is there going to be like a trivia question for the giveaway or something?
Yes, my first trivia question is really, really hard, though. Who was the first Kryptonian to create a Bizarro? Mm-hmm. It's a tough one because it's not who you think, and they didn't call them Bizarros, but it's clear that what he did is he replicated himself and produced a series of damaged clone versions of himself. And for that, he was sentenced to 40 years in the Phantom Zone. Yes, it is Zod, the one you must kneel before. That is the very first creator of Bizarros, as you would. They didn't call them that, but I think it's safe to call them Bizarros. They all looked like Zod and didn't make much sense. So you were the winner, sir. Yeah. That was the money move. I love it. So it's being passed down from father to son. So that's what comics are: daughter to mother, mother to father, father sister to every. One in the golden age, one comic would be shared by up to 10 kids. So comics and the sharing of your comics. I know we try to keep them all protected and locked up and safe. They're meant to be read and shared with people. You're part of a great tradition. Oh, look at that. Well, we're going to wrap up and give this over to him. Is there anything else? I mean, I know I asked a lot of questions and stuff, but is there anything you want to share with the audience or any other last words?
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody. Come back again. We're going to have Jimmy and Amanda here. So that's Jimmy Palmiotti and Amanda Connor. We're going to have some other people here later for another DC Art Academy. All right. And ladies, by the way, I'm sorry, what am I saying? No, just say thank you. Can we give it up for... Yeah.